Nesting functions within functions. We just learned how to use functions in our SQL queries and how to use a few different string functions. Now we'll look at how to nest functions within other functions. We can have functions within other functions. This is helpful with string functions, and it's sometimes needed to get the result that we need. Let's say we wanted to find the domain of a customer's email address, but the email addresses are all different lengths. We need to do a few things. First, we find the length of the email address. We then find the position of the @ symbol. We then extract the characters between the @ symbol and the end of the email address. It takes a few functions to do this, so let's see an example of this. Let's see our customer data. We can see our customer data here. Now, let's find out where the @ symbol is in the email address. We have our inString function here that we saw earlier. It shows up in this column here. Now, let's get only the part of the string after the @ symbol. We'll remove that length function because we don't need it. We have a function called substr, which is short for substring. It gets a part of the string from another string. There are three parameters: the source, the position, and the length. The source is the email address, which is the field that we're looking in. Then we have our inString as the position. Let's copy our previous inString function and put it in there as the position. And the length we don't know, so let's just put in a large value of 100. And then make sure we close the brackets for our substring function. We know it's closed correctly when the blue brackets match here. Now let's run our query. This is what it shows here for our domain. You can see the position is off by 1 because it shows the @ symbol, which we didn't want to show in our domain. This is because the position of the @ symbol is the start of our string here. If we don't want the @ symbol, we simply add +1 to the result of inString. So if the inString function returns position 5, we start our substring from position 6, and we avoid the @ symbol. So we add +1 outside the brackets and run the query again. You can see it shows all the domains down here. Let's make the column heading a little bit easier to read. We'll call this email_domain. Much better. Now, we're not sure that the domain is 100 characters. It's better to change this depending on the length of the email address. It's more dynamic in case it increases later. 100 might seem like a lot, but it's better to be dynamic. So we can replace the 100 value here with the length of the email address. With each record, the length of the email address is different, but the function will still work because it gets all characters. We have our length of our email address here. Now let's run the query. We get the same results, but we have better code. We can also see that we have the column alias here, which makes the column heading easier to read. So that's how you can nest functions inside other functions. It's pretty useful, and it allows for some powerful data analysis. Next, we'll take a look at some number functions.